So the edge of my dance career, it kind of came in two waves. One of them came at the end of the circus tour, and I was the elder of the group, and I was probably what 28, but I was also on stage with 17-year-olds, and I couldn't relate. I was thinking to myself, I'm pushing and fighting for things for this industry and for our group in a way that they don't even understand. And that was actually put on me when I started too. I was fighting for somebody else's issue that hadn't been my issue. So it's really hard when that starts happening and you're like, why am I in a position asking for more when I don't have the support of the whole team? I starting to feel a little bit jaded about my position in life. I'm starting to feel um, angry at dance, which is horrible because dance was my life. Dance is my foundation. I don't know anything else besides dance. I don't even know how to swim. So it's just kind of like, how can dance do me so wrong when I have put so much love and effort into it? And the business of it really kind of it was putting me in a position to question a lot of things. So that was kind of phase one. Then phase two was when I wanted to get back into the swing of things with like the camps, like Christina camp. I'll just be really honest. I didn't feel like I fit in anymore. And I was thinking, well, I don't fit here. I can't talk the same talk. I don't have the same wishes. I just felt like I was outgrowing a space in two different pockets, like business wise and then even kind of like socially. And it broke my heart. It was more I felt like I was mourning a relationship of me, that a part of my life, which was the dance. And it made me sad. It made me very, very, very sad to kind of not make sense of it because that was my DNA. And so in those moments, which has happened a couple times to me now, I I just pick myself up in a way of just like, I want to do what I actually want to do. And I remember on tour, on the Britney tour, I started like testing out things on YouTube. I would I would be like, here's the hair products that I'm using, and here's the mascara I got in Paris. Like this was when YouTube was just starting to be anything. And I found myself being comfortable with talking on camera. And that was something that was not just dance. It was still performative, but it was my voice and it was still creative. So then I started a little, let me not say little because nothing is little. I started something with my friend. It was Gyogo, Get In or Get Out. We were the Gyogo girls. And we had a YouTube series that was all about, do you think it's in or do you think it's out? And we had little cards, not little, we had cards. And we put ourselves out there and just production. It was a DIY production. And then it turned into my agent said, do you want to go for this on camera role? I was like, yeah, let's go for it. I got it. I got a couple on camera roles that were related to dance. And in those moments, got really close to the people that I was always curious about, such as yourself, a producer. Well, who's that person behind the camera? What are they doing? And I kept getting closer. I kept getting closer. I kept getting closer. And as I got closer to them, I realized once again, just like the little girl in Cedar Rapids, I can do that. How do I get there? Who do I got to talk to? Where do I sign up? And just that energy, just that mindset energy, it's a gravitational pull when you honor it. And because of that, when the calls came, I would not shake. I would say yes. I would say yes every time. And so what really kind of took me to the other side of all of it was Brian Friedman, who believed in me as a dancer for Britney Spears, Slave for You. I interviewed with him again, and I do love that I interviewed for it because that meant I fought for it, was to be his assistant as he was the creative director for America's Got Talent. And I had just come off a couple on-camera positions on TV, and I was ready for the gig. And then that's when it all shifted. When I look at community, true community, and I look at the past, everything that worked in my life, it was because of the people that were here. When I start knocking at the top doors or what I think is top, they're not sustainable for me. Where the things have shifted mostly is when I link arms with people that are on the same length and we have the same intention and we have the same work ethic and we have the same motivation. And that's when really you see things move and motivate you to get to that next level. When I think, oh, I really hope somebody else calls me, I hope that director calls me, that director has their people. They really do. Unless there are a couple moments that have worked in my favor. I'm not going to lie. I can't say not all of those things don't work, but the biggest shifts in my life have worked when I'm working with people and we're arm in arm at that same kind of vibration. I guess when I look in hindsight, I realize a lot of the things that I have, like, I'm learning my beliefs. I'm in an era where I'm also like, just like, no, this is my belief, as opposed to a belief that somebody has projected onto me. I'm realizing that these beliefs have actually been ingrained in me from a very early age, that I just keep applying to new chapters and keep applying it to new levels. And I'm like, no, this is who you are, Tiana. You are the person that says, okay, when this is done, we're going to keep moving, but we're also going to build something that you can't see yet, but you know that it's worth your time, worth your energy, worth your skills. And that is, no one you, that's not taught. That's just who you are. Dancers have such a hard time articulating what it actually is to people who just really don't understand. It looks fancy, it looks glitzy, it looks fabulous, and I'm not going to say it's not. But the grind is real, and that grind, then you take that grind, you take what that thing is that got you to that point, and you apply it in every other direction in your life. And that's when people realize, oh, that grind is actually really useful, because I need that type of energy on my set. I need that type of energy where I'm going. Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to call this era of the limitless era. I really find myself limitless, and that is something I remind myself of on a day-to-day basis, because there's a lot of limitations that we can put on ourselves, and I just remember that I don't have to. If I were to give baby Tiana advice, that's a good one. I think I would tell her not to doubt herself, in the sense of the people that would say no, who were probably the closest, who I put on a pedestal. It's okay to dismiss some of that, because what you feel inside of your heart is actually taking you someplace beyond your wildest dreams. So just honor that and embrace the people that don't understand. It's okay that they don't understand. It's actually fair that they don't understand. So because of that, that does nothing against your dream. It does everything for you and for the love that they have for you.